Most people underestimate how much certain foods influence where your body stores fat, especially visceral fat, the fat that sits deep inside your abdomen, wrapped around your organs. And over time, it silently increases your risk for some of the most serious diseases we know. So, what is visceral fat exactly, and why is it so dangerous? Let's start with what actually matters: the specific foods that are scientifically proven to reduce visceral belly fat. And along the way, we're also going to clear up some of the most common nutrition myths that keep circulating on social media. No opinions, just facts, practical tips, and a few reactions to some truly misleading claims. Let's begin with foods that keep your blood sugar stable. These are foods you should be eating regularly. They help prevent large blood sugar swings, and that has a direct effect on visceral belly fat. The key hormone here is insulin. It rises after every meal, and that's completely normal. The problem starts when you get frequent, exaggerated spikes. Every time your blood sugar shoots up too high after a meal, your body gets a signal. Energy is available. Time to store fat for bad times. And this mechanism is an evolutionary leftover from a time when periods of hunger were part of everyday life. We couldn't just hunt a mammoth whenever we wanted. But when you give your body energy slowly and steadily instead, it supports a more balanced metabolic response. Your body doesn't constantly switch into fat storage mode, and that's exactly what we want. Now, here's where a common myth comes in. Many people believe, and this gets repeated constantly on social media, that the carbohydrates in fruit, grains, and legumes immediately spike your blood sugar and cause belly fat. The key word you always hear is fructose. But that's not what actually happens. In many cases, the opposite is true. The slowly available carbohydrates and fiber in these foods actually stabilize your blood sugar and help reduce visceral fat. Drinking a fruit smoothie? Yes, that can cause a spike. But eating a whole apple? No, because the fiber is still intact. So, let's get into the specific foods. Legumes. Lentils, beans, chickpeas. It's well established that regular consumption of legumes can significantly reduce the blood sugar response, both in healthy people and in patients with type 2 diabetes. Eat more legumes. The main reason is that legumes contain complex carbohydrates, meaning good carbohydrates, along with plenty of fiber and plant-based protein. All of that together slows down digestion, ensures that glucose is released slowly from the gut into the bloodstream, and also creates a longer feeling of fullness. Whole grain products are also excellent, especially oats and oat bran. Oats contain a soluble fiber called beta-glucan. It forms a gel-like substance in the digestive tract that slows down the absorption of sugar. Research has proven that regular consumption of whole grains, particularly oat-based products, can significantly lower blood sugar compared to refined grains. That's why I recommend, and this is what I personally do every morning, eating oatmeal or oat bran porridge instead of white bread or cornflakes. And after lunch, have an apple. This is another underrated food, but eat it as a whole fruit with the skin on, because directly under the skin is where you find pectin. And yes, apples contain sugar, but what matters is the packaging, the skin. A medium-sized apple delivers about 4 grams of fiber. Part of that is the soluble fiber pectin. Pectin increases the viscosity of the food in your gut and slows down gastric emptying and carbohydrate absorption. This is associated with smaller blood sugar fluctuations after eating and greater satiety. Of course, if you only ate apples all day, that would be just as unhealthy as only eating fries. It always comes down to your overall dietary pattern. But the saying, "an apple a day keeps the doctor away," there's actually truth to that. And eating is always better than drinking when it comes to fruit. Gastric emptying after eating a whole apple is significantly slower than after apple sauce or apple juice. And the same applies to most other fruits as well. Beyond fruit, fiber-rich vegetables are also essential. We should all eat more vegetables. Broccoli, spinach, kale, all great for preventing large blood sugar swings. Now, let's talk about the belly fat itself, and why the so-called beer belly is actually the most dangerous type of fat you can have. I know, sayings like "beer-shaped this belly" sound funny. They're meant to be cool, maybe masculine. But from a medical perspective, the beer belly is anything but funny. Belly fat consists of two types: subcutaneous fat, which sits under the skin, and visceral fat, which wraps around your organs.
When your waist circumference increases, it's mainly because of visceral fat. That's why belly fat and visceral fat are often used interchangeably. And this visceral fat is a massive problem when it comes to the typical diseases of our modern society. Diabetes, high blood pressure, atherosclerosis. More and more people are affected. Just look around when you walk through any city. Visceral fat is also a risk factor for severe courses of infections, pneumonia, and many other conditions. The more visceral fat you have, the more harmful inflammatory substances your body produces. So, when is it too much? Measure your waist circumference, halfway between your lowest rib and the top of your hip bone. For women, above 80 centimeters signals increased risk. For men, above 94 centimeters. A quick note on BMI. The body mass index tells you about overall body mass, but not specifically about belly fat. People with a normal BMI can still have dangerous levels of visceral fat. And bodybuilders might have a high BMI, but very low body fat. So, BMI is always just an orientation. But here's the encouraging news. You gain belly fat easily, yes, but you also lose it quickly. Because visceral fat is so metabolically active, it's the first fat your body burns when you're in a calorie deficit. Through physical activity, a man can lose 80 to 120 grams of visceral fat per week. That's roughly 1 centimeter off your waist, and every centimeter counts. Losing just 5 kilograms reduces your diabetes risk by 58%. Your cardiovascular risk drops by about 30%. Now let's move on. Foods that boost fat burning through hormones. Your body fat isn't just influenced by calories. It's also regulated by hormones. Adrenaline, noradrenaline, GLP-1, leptin, insulin. Certain foods can measurably stimulate these hormones and increase fat burning, especially in the abdominal area. A common myth is that only intense exercise can drive fat burning. Of course, movement plays a central role, but certain foods, particularly spicy ones, can also increase energy expenditure without any additional exercise. Capsaicin, the compound that makes chili peppers hot. It increases heat production in your body, measurably increases calorie expenditure and fat oxidation, particularly in visceral fat tissue. At the same time, capsaicin enhances your feeling of fullness and reduces spontaneous calorie intake. The effect is no substitute for exercise, but small amounts of chili daily add up over weeks.
Green tea is also well studied. The plant compound EGCG, combined with caffeine, stimulates your sympathetic nervous system, which regulates fat burning. Green tea is known to significantly reduce visceral fat mass with regular consumption over several weeks. 1 to 2 cups per day, not more. Cinnamon is another interesting food. It affects glucose and insulin signaling, which indirectly promotes fat burning. By creating more stable blood sugar responses, cinnamon helps keep your body in fat-burning mode. Add it to your oatmeal or smoothie daily.
Next up, foods that reduce silent inflammation. Visceral fat is not just an energy storage depot, it's highly active tissue. It produces up to 200 different hormones and inflammatory compounds. This creates a vicious cycle. More belly fat leads to more inflammation. More inflammation leads to more belly fat. And inflammation doesn't only come from illness. Poor diet, stress, and sleep deprivation can cause chronic, low-grade inflammation you don't even notice. These are called silent inflammations, and visceral belly fat amplifies them. Fatty fish is especially important. Herring, mackerel, salmon, 2 to 3 servings per week. They deliver omega-3 fatty acids that directly reduce inflammation. If you don't eat fish, algae oil capsules work too. Just be careful not to overdo it with predatory fish like salmon and tuna because of mercury contamination. When inflammation drops, fat storage decreases and blood lipid levels improve. The vicious cycle breaks. And this is where the key to success lies. You have to break the cycle through anti-inflammatory nutrition rich in omega-3. Berries are also powerful. Blueberries and raspberries contain antioxidants that reduce inflammatory markers and improve insulin sensitivity. A handful every day, fresh or frozen. Turmeric adds another layer. It's not a miracle cure, but curcumin reduces oxidative stress and supports metabolic function. Add it to warm meals with healthy fats. I'd advise against taking curcumin as a supplement though. The dosage is significantly higher than in food. If you're taking medications or have liver issues, discuss it with your doctor first. Now, let's talk about your gut. The gut is far more than a digestive organ. Through your microbiome, the entirety of all microorganisms in your intestines, it controls metabolism, inflammation, hormones, and fat storage. People with a diverse, healthy gut flora have measurably less visceral fat. The idea that the gut only handles digestion is a myth. Your gut influences nearly every metabolic hormone, your insulin response, and even hunger and satiety signals. A disrupted gut flora promotes silent inflammation, which promotes visceral fat storage. Fermented foods are essential. Natural yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi. They improve your gut flora and can reduce belly fat independently of whether you're dieting. You don't have to go hungry. Just eat the right foods. Prebiotic fibers are equally important. Found in chicory, garlic, onions, and legumes. These fibers pass undigested into your large intestine, where good bacteria feed on them. Your gut flora improves. Inflammation decreases. Your metabolism stabilizes, and your body becomes more sensitive to insulin, preventing excess energy from being stored as belly fat. Finally. Foods that stop cravings and intense hunger. Visceral fat doesn't just come from eating too much. It often comes from uncontrolled hunger attacks. Large blood sugar swings and low satiety are the triggers. Foods that keep you full influence multiple metabolic mechanisms simultaneously. They stabilize blood sugar. They reduce insulin release. They act on hunger hormones like leptin and ghrelin. And they increase the probability that you'll automatically consume fewer calories throughout the day.
A common saying is that satiety only depends on volume. In reality, nutrient composition is just as important. Proteins, fiber, and certain fats trigger hormonal signals that create much stronger satiety than a large but nutrient-poor meal. Eggs are particularly effective. They combine high-quality protein with fats, slowing digestion and amplifying your body's satiety signals for hours. Avocado is surprisingly powerful. Despite its higher fat content, its monounsaturated fatty acids and fiber dampen blood sugar regulation. Half an avocado at lunch can extend fullness for up to 5 hours. Just be mindful of the calorie content. And legumes. They're among the strongest satiety foods that exist. Protein, resistant starch, soluble fiber, all in one package. When you combine daily protein-rich meals with legumes and healthy fats like avocado or nuts, you stabilize your hunger and blood sugar throughout the entire day. This natural appetite control is one of the most effective tools for reducing visceral belly fat long-term. So, here's your formula. Stabilize blood sugar with legumes, oats, and whole fruit. Boost fat burning with chili, green tea, and cinnamon. Fight inflammation with omega-3, berries, and turmeric. Support your gut with fermented foods and prebiotic fiber. Stop cravings with eggs, avocado, and protein. No extreme diets, no expensive supplements, just real food eaten consistently. Your belly fat didn't appear overnight, but with the right nutrition, it will disappear faster than you think. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these foods are you already eating? And which one will you add starting today? Drop it in the comments. If this helped you, hit that like button and subscribe to Your Body's Code for more science-backed health content. Your health is in your hands. Start today.